Hello there. I hope everybody's doing all right. And I just want to walk you through week 10 and kind of point out the way I think you should go about doing it. But obviously, you have to make the decision that works best for you. So here's the overview. You can certainly read this on your own. I'm just going to point out a few things that I want to make sure I shine a light on. And one of those things is that you do have a post. And it's kind of an abbreviated version of the I Say writing we did actually in class tonight. That I'm recording this on Wednesday. So you're going to be posting, again, it's an abbreviated version of the I Say, maybe polished up a little bit. And then you're going to respond to two of your peers. So please do that because I think it's really helpful to get feedback from each other. And we haven't really done much of that consistently. So be sure you're aware of that. And then your annotated bibliography is due Friday the 15th. I'll be back in Connecticut and I'll be trying to take a look at those things over the weekend so that I can come back in when we meet again the following week so we can pick up and really dive into the drafting process. So this right here is your Unit 3 argument essay assignment. If you want to take a look at that, there's nothing surprising. It's not overly flashy, but I know that somebody had asked to see that, so I wanted to make sure that I posted that for you. This is the details of your discussion, post, and response. And then you start to see a series of mini lessons. So some of these have been made, so it's kind of funny to look at them because you'll see different hair lengths. Because I've been making these over the last few years, and then sometimes I'll just can't bear seeing whatever style or whatever fumbling I was doing, so I'll redo them now and then. But the content I feel like is good, and so you're gonna use hopefully what you find useful. And the expectation as far as sources goes, Google is awesome, but you do want to at least do some searching through the Tunxus Library resources and see if you can find some like scholarly articles or journal. Even sometimes abstracts can be helpful. There's also video, so things like that can be great. Documentaries can work as sources. There's lots of different things that you could include in your source combination. This is a more specific tutorial about the Gale access tools that a lot of high schools use, so you may be familiar with that. This walks you through the use of the synthesis grid, which I talked about being similar to the says does in terms of it's a chart and it's a way to kind of organize your material in ways that's like, you know, it takes the they say and kind of chunks it out, and it kind of I feel like it helps you make connections because that's what you're trying to do, right? So we're not reporting out on 4 different sources. We're trying to say, okay, now that I've looked at these 4 or 5 sources and I see how they're connected, and I see where maybe there are some differences, and now I have a better understanding of this topic and I have an answer to this question that's really informed. So it helps you, it kind of guides you through that. And here is a blank copy of it for you. And then we get into the annotated bibliography mini lesson, which I think that you'll find helpful because it shows you exactly what it's supposed to look like, and I kind of walk you through the whole process. And this is where you're going to submit that. That's pretty straightforward. And then this is these 2 things I think are helpful when you're deciding what 4 to 5 sources you're going to use. And one, this is like another tool that I you may have heard of before, but it's called the CRAP test. And it's just things to think about as you're evaluating whether the source is a good one. And then this is a really good tool. It's a media bias chart, and I like it so much I'm going to click on it. Make that go away. And so this is an interactive one. So say you find an article and it is from Newsweek. So you're going to go down here to search. And you're going to type in Newsweek. And you can look over here and you can kind of see the way the chart works. It goes, most extreme left to most extreme right, and then, middle or balanced. And that's where we want things, right? And Newsweek, then it gives you like their score, the reliability, 38.36, and the bias is it's on the negative. So ideally, we're going to have interesting. So Newsweek.com is up here, but the Newsweek. That's interesting. Oh, this is a specific article, it looks like. We want things. Oh, okay. So this is like where the Newsweek, these are specific articles, some of them. They're tending to be in the area that we want them to be. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so you can see the whole chart. So on this side, you can see the political bias, but then on this axis, you can see that, contains inaccurate, fabricated info, misleading info, and then as it goes up again, you're getting more reliability as we go up. So we want things to be up in this area. And if you find a source that's like down here in the corner or on the other side down there, that's not something you want to be using as a source. So that's a nice little handy tool. So the other thing I wanted to show you is just a quick, maybe a way to go about doing this is to look through those, the 2 mini lessons or 2 or 3 on the Tunxus Library tools. Then you might start looking at the Annotated Bibliography lesson. And you're researching kind of as you go. And then you might be implementing the synthesis grid. And then those resources and tools and links and whatnot are all in there for your use. So there's a lot to think about this week, but it sort of all blends together. And I'm hoping that having less structured time with me and more self-paced time will be helpful for you. And as I said, we'll be back in business on Monday. Bring your questions and concerns. I'll bring my feedback to you, and then we'll start drafting. All right. Hope everybody's doing well, and I will see you all next week.